Yeah, I'm fine.
Good afternoon, Vietnam. Hello. Another day. As I normally say, bonjour, ça va?
Bonjour, ça va?
Bueno. I'm supposed to be recording this on my phone. So hold on one second. How's your day going?
Good, man.
Yeah?
Always good to see you, Derek.
You as well? We hang out quite often.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is already. That's what it looks like live. That's funny. Um, so we'll just do a quick little chat between you and I. I need to see if I can get this on actual video. Okay, hello, whoever you are. See, there's a. I forgot about this part.
Yeah. I'm getting a suntan right here.
Is it getting hot?
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed to fall down.
It's good.
Perfect. Okay.
Action.
All right, here we go. So, normally I start with we talk about a little bit of current events.
There's too many current events to talk about. So
The most current event that we were just talking about at you bring that closer to your. You can move your chair over maybe a little bit so you get closer. There you go. The craziest thing we've talked about lately is coronavirus,
Yes.
and we're talking about whether or not it's gonna
Spread like wildfire.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I think it might.
I mean, no. Everyone's got their own kind of ideas about it.
Right.
You have quite a little different idea than I do.
Yeah.
I mean, just because I haven't seen it firsthand, and it just happened, and it's so recent, where it hasn't really fully kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
I just don't believe it. I don't believe it's because you see these people going crazy and buying water and buying toilet paper, and you don't see anything. You don't see why.
Right. Yeah.
But again, like I said, it hasn't hit home yet.
Yeah. Well, you see it firsthand because you have a market basically, and you see people buying the merchandise, and you are. I guess we should probably just talk like we're talking to each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You really talk to the people.
Yeah.
If we had people, do we have people?
There's a couple people maybe.
Yes.
I think that. Well, this is why I'll say what I said at lunch. My sister called me. She asked me how, what did I think about it, and I said, okay. So when she called me, only 2 people had died in the United States, and I said that the disease has a death percentage of around 2.3%. So if 2 people have died already, then the statistic probability is that at least 100 people have it.
True.
And so now I can't remember how many people we have that have died here, but I think it's around 18.
Yeah, it's in the 18.
Yeah.
Every day they come out with a couple here, there, 2, 3.
Yeah, you're not going for it.
Yeah. But I mean, it could be a flu. They could have died of a flu.
Yeah,
right?
That's what they say. It's this,
They
why
could have
people
died of
freaking
a
out?
different strand or strain of a flu, which we don't know yet. I mean, like we were talking about also, it's just, the flu is always a different strain. It's either it's a cough more, or it comes in like a chest congestion type of thing, or runny nose. Each flu is different.
Right.
Every year is different. That's why they try to catch it early and try to give you the vaccine or whatnot. But it might be one of these one of these things where we just don't know what strain of flu it is. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
people die of the flu all the time. And a lot. I mean, there's more people dying of the flu than there is of this coronavirus.
Is that happening worldwide? I'd like to know.
I mean, I'm sure it is. Usually when they give you statistics like that, it's usually worldwide. It's not just nationwide.
I wonder how many people right now worldwide have the flu. That's actually a good question.
That's a good question for
That's
Uncle
from
Google.
for my you have your phone. You want to check? I'm going to grab my iPad.
All right.
Normally I have my phone.
Yeah, thanks for my pink headphones, by the way, Derek.
You're welcome. It's
Yes, I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of nice comments on
Oh wait, I don't want to get fined by the weekend.
the weekend. Is that Starboy?
Yeah, that's my son's favorite artist.
Yeah, still
Yeah,
kind of died out a little, but
maybe for you. I don't know. His new album's pretty popular.
Oh, he has a new one out.
Yeah, number of people that have the flu. And see, this is why you have people doing this kind of stuff with the flu worldwide.
The flu kills 646,000 people worldwide each year.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that's a flu in general.
That's actually good enough to know. That's good enough information. That's almost 646.
That's
people.
more than some countries' population.
Oh, okay. So it says 291,646. Okay. According to the new estimate, that's higher than the previous one of 250,000 to 500,000.
I don't know where I got this 646 people.
No,
It's
you're
worldwide,
right.
though.
Yeah, it says. Well, that's the first sentence. It says that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what they're claiming. We're into this. Okay, so the way to kind of
you're not even incorporating in there people that aren't on the map, like in the African villages, or
Africans don't get flu.
Hey. They're born with a vaccine, huh?
Yes, that's
built-in vaccine.
Yes, my people are very tough.
Yeah, there's I'm sure there's a little bit more, but since to start, 646,000 people. I mean, with the flu.
Well, I mean, to your point though, but how many people have died of the coronavirus that we don't know about? And that was the thing that I said in the beginning is that, in fact, I called my daughter's coach to tell them about it, like to figure out what they were doing. And I said to him that this is much worse. This was in early January. I said, this is much worse than we're being told. And I was wondering what they had planned, and they basically had nothing planned.
Yeah.
So
it's just so soon, it's just so fresh. I think, I mean, I think that here in the US, we're so, we're so guarded from things like this. I mean, this could be something that could be very tragic. Like what's going on in China is very tragic. Don't get me wrong. And it's, it's very serious, and it's true, and it's there, but it just, nothing like that really has happened around here. That's kind of like, let's go get in toilet paper and let's go get water. We're going to be stuck for, you go in some places in the South, I believe, or, where they're waiting for hurricanes.
Yeah.
Or, and they got to go down in the little, what is it called? The little door that opens up and.
What is that called? Wow.
Like in the movies. And
I mean, it's the basement, but what is that door called?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Then you don't know how long you're gonna be down there. You can't leave your house. They're gonna put you in quarantine. I mean, we just haven't gone to that. When we get to that point, I think there might be a reason to panic,
Right.
But I don't think like he said, I own a market down the street, and I see people coming in there. We have around 500, 600 people usually that walk in a day. And I want to say 30-40% of them come in wearing the face masks, grabbing.
Wow, that many now.
Yeah, a lot. I mean,
Wow.
The other day I wanted to It's funny. I was gonna take a picture. There was one aisle where I had like 6 people in the same aisle. It was actually in the tea aisle
Okay.
because everyone has their own remedies to how to cure the coronavirus. Now. So you got to drink a lot of anise seed. Boil it up and drink it with some dry lemon and put some salt on it and put some pepper on it and
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I mean it's like that's more of a I don't know, a salad seasoning to me,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And they want to cook. You got people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in China for the last what I want to say month, maybe more, trying to find a cure for this virus. And you got people coming out and say, "Oh yeah, boil a little bit of anise seed and drink some tea with lemon," and then really, you know,
Where would you? This is probably an inappropriate question, so maybe I won't ask that question.
appropriate for me or
Well, we don't want to broadcast it because it's
too live.
yeah,
It's too raw. You got to be raw sometimes,
Well,
though, Derek.
what would you say the primary, like what region people that have that are insistent that their remedy is most effective come from?
Middle Eastern.
Oh,
I mean,
Middle Eastern, like, so not like Indian people, not.
no, middle. I mean, mainly because that's who I deal with. That's
Okay.
my,
Okay.
that's the that's my surroundings. Because I'm mainly a Middle Eastern store, and I see, that's you mean as far as their cure for the virus.
Yeah.
Who's the one that's so like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's mainly who my customer. That's what I see from.
Okay.
But
and anise is a spice common.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anise.
What does
I
it
mean,
taste like?
it flew off like a couple of days ago. I had none, and I have 10 different brands of anise seed, and I had none on the shelf of any brand.
What's the best brand of anise seed?
Best brand of anise seed is our brand, of course. It's a Pasha Market brand.
Okay. And why? Well, besides the fact that it's Pasha Market and that is the Pasha Market, high quality products.
Yes, 20802 East Arrow Highway, Covina, California, 91724.
You got it, Pasha Market. So anise seed.
I mean, it's all the same quality.
Okay.
They get them in bulk from overseas usually.
It's not all the same quality.
They come over here and they package it and put Derek's anise seeds and Mo's anise seeds and Pasha's anise seeds.
Don't believe that, guys. He's just trying to downplay the quality of his products. Definitely higher quality, and the flavor is unmatched.
Yes, organic.
Yes. So what does anise taste like? I don't even.
It tastes almost like a black licorice.
Really?
Yeah. Black. You never tasted it?
No.
Yeah, it tastes like a black licorice.
Like real black licorice? Like, you know what I mean? Because if you go to Italy and get black licorice, they're usually little pellets, and they're
strong.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like that,
okay.
But not as strong because that's like really, there's arak or ouzo, like the Greek. You ever had that?
Maybe.
It tastes like black licorice. It's like a creamy.
No, I have not
it's
had
alcohol. You put a little bit in a cup and then you mix it with water. You haven't had it?
No.
Yeah, so it's called ouzo.
I've heard of it.
Or arak in Arabic. But kind of tastes like that, But
do Armenians drink this as well?
Oh yeah, everyone knows about anise seeds. Even
no, not the anise seeds. What did you call it?
Yeah, arak. Yeah,
arak.
Yeah,
Armenians...
they probably name it something else, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
it's very famous with appetizers. It's like a quick. It tastes good. I don't like it, but it tastes good.
Right. I feel like
strong.
I've had.
I don't like black licorice, so I don't like it. But if you like black licorice, you never had those they're like red vines, but they're black. It's black licorice.
I have, but they don't taste like that. The real black licorice does not taste like the black licorice that we have here.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's
next time you come by, I'll get you some. They have them in tea bags too, so all you got to do is just.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be something that I.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother has it every night. And I mean, the benefits are like endless. It's anti-inflammatory.
Get out of here.
Oh yeah, I swear.
Yeah, and also it cures the coronavirus.
Yeah. And it cures the coronavirus.
But you have to add salt.
Yes, salt and a little bit of lemon. There you go.
So I was telling you earlier today that I was supposed to podcast every day and I hadn't. And the reason why I didn't podcast was because for whatever reason,
Life hit.
Yeah,
Life got in the way.
Kobe Bryant died,
Rest in peace.
and I mean, it was odd. I'll just tell this small story again. My wife and I were walking on the beach in Laguna. We had gone to a birthday party the night before. We stayed there, and we decided to walk on the beach before leaving. And it's some random guy, which
Yeah.
I believe was a Middle Eastern guy, actually,
Uh-huh.
that was playing volleyball on the beach. Had long hair like Jesus, and
Really? A beard?
he did have a beard.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
Wow.
And but he was um, he was a brown skinned fella,
Oh,
so
okay.
not the current. He wasn't the modern day Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he just stayed in the sun a little too much.
Yes.
He played volleyball a little too much.
So he runs over to us just randomly,
Yeah.
to us.
Because he knows that you know who Kobe Bryant
Apparently, yes. So he runs over to us. He's like, Kobe Bryant died. And I was like, what?
is. Yeah.
And he said, yeah, Kobe Bryant died. Check it out.
Yeah.
Google it.
Google it.
So I think somebody had told him, and he wasn't sure.
Yeah. He just wanted like maybe reinforcement from you.
Yeah.
You know.
So he
He'd be like,
waited
"Oh,
for me
yeah."
to look it up. I looked it up. The first thing I looked up, it wasn't even online yet. And
Yeah.
then maybe 2 minutes later, I looked it up again, and it was finally on Google. So anyway, I came. I think I posted. That was on Sunday. The next day, I did a podcast about it, and then after that, I just didn't want to. For whatever reason, I just didn't feel like it.
It hit a lot of people in a lot of different ways, man. It was
Yeah.
just one of those, tragic events that, I mean, so many different ways of tragic. It's just, you think about his family and his career and where he was in his life and the people that were with him on the helicopter that were probably just stoked to be on that helicopter
Yeah,
with Kobe
definitely.
Bryant.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true. Yeah.
I think, like you said, everyone that day is going to. It's I kind of compared it to the September 11th thing. I understand it's a totally different.
No,
You know,
but it's one of
Like
those
you said,
events.
you're never going to forget where you were. I mean, a lot of people pass away, and then you're like, oh, well, you don't really. Everyone remembers where they were exactly standing when they heard the news that Kobe Bryant died.
True.
It was just, it's one of those things where I don't think in our generation, as far as, I don't want to say, like, again, I don't want to compare it to, September 11th. That's something totally different. But I'm talking about as far as a celebrity passing away and it having such an impact on people worldwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide. I mean, you got to think Kobe Bryant is, before I always said Michael Jackson was the most popular man
Yeah, I
on
wonder
Earth.
about that.
On Earth. I think there's not one person back in the day that didn't know who Michael Jackson was.
He was
And
definitely.
I don't care, where in the world you were. It doesn't matter. But Kobe Bryant was just, he was a hero, especially for us people in LA. He's a hero to most.
Yeah.
He's in your living room every single night. You're watching him. You're up with him. You're down with him. He's winning. He's losing. His family, like, it just.
Well, this
Yeah.
is different. Just for the people watching, this is different than for Mo than other people, because he was like a super fan.
Yep.
And in fact, the fact that he doesn't have Laker gear on today
Yes.
it's at least what
It was laundry day, man.
Yeah. So he was a super fan. He was hit hard. I was a Kobe fan, but I wasn't. I grew up in the Michael Jordan days. I'm maybe about 12 years older than he is. So
Mhm.
different eras of players. So it wasn't as influential of a player to me as it was to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
Kobe is Kobe, man.
Yeah.
Anyone living in LA knows it's just Kobe. I named my dog after Kobe. So when I first heard the news, my wife kind of screamed. I was in the backyard fixing some stuff, and he's like, "Kobe died. Kobe died." I'm like, "What? What do you mean Kobe died?" I mean, I know, the dog, my dog, like
Yeah.
we gave him away. What, he died?
Yeah.
'Cause
That's so weird.
and then it just was not registering, and I'm like, "Get out of here! Don't even say that." No, seriously, Kobe. And then we start like everybody else. You get
Yeah.
on the phones and you hear and just like, "What?" The first day you're like, it just does not register.
Yeah.
Does not register. The first day you're like in shock, and then every time you look up at the TV or you see anything on your phone, all day it was like just a phone, like boom, boom, boom. What? Every time you see it, you're like, this can't, like, you just, it doesn't register.
It was surreal.
It
Yeah.
doesn't register, until then you go to sleep, then you wake up, and then all the emotions start hitting. I mean, that's for me. I was telling you last time, I just got really emotional. I would just start crying.
Yeah,
I
I was gonna
was
say,
bawling.
how long did you cry for?
Oh, well, I was really messed up. I
Yeah.
mean, and we've talked about this too, and I just haven't been right since.
Yeah.
Just something shifted in my life. I don't know. And I know it sounds like a lot of people have gone out there and talked about it, but you start to relate with other people is because I lost a part of my soul. I'm not
Right.
saying I don't know this person. I've never met him. I never sat down with him and had a conversation with him, but my brain doesn't know that.
Yeah.
My brain can't comprehend whether I have a real relationship. And this is with a lot of the people I think in LA and even some of them worldwide, where you don't know, your brain doesn't know whether you know this person. Do you actually know this person?
Yeah.
Or is he just a person that you follow because you know so much about him?
Yeah.
And especially for me, I've followed him before he even passed. If I was just having lunch and I just kind of want to watch something on my phone, I just put like a Kobe interview.
Yeah.
Or a Kobe highlight.
Oh, wow.
Or, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you feel like you know this person, but again, you're so tied up in them. You're so attracted to this aura of Kobe
Yeah.
that when something tragic like this happens, it's like, what? Well, your
Yeah.
brain's like, wait, do you know this person? Do you not know this person? Because I'm sitting here crying for a person that I've never met. I have some relatives that I barely know that are blood to me, and they passed away, and I'm just like, oh, may God bless her soul.
Yeah.
Well, but with
what?
Kobe, and you're like, that's why and then your brain starts, and then I would be crying, and then right after I'd laugh,
Why am I
laughing
crying?
at myself because you don't even know this person. He's
Yeah.
not doing anything for you, you
Yeah.
know. But he was a reason for a lot of joy in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
A lot of I'm a big basketball fan. I play basketball. I follow basketball. So it's for the basketball world. It was just crazy, crazy. I don't think anything can even compare to and the tributes that they've done for him just shows how big of an impact that he's had. And it's just sad that we have to actually lose someone to see now people are talking about Mamba mentality. Well, everybody talked about it when he was playing, but
Yeah.
afterwards
It kind of dissipated.
and
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about on your phone for the first month. I know on my feed, if I go on Instagram or
Oh, it
anything
was
like
filled
that,
with it.
it was just Kobe.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. And
I actually didn't go on Instagram for a while
yeah,
too,
man,
just because it was
no.
to me it was I mean, obviously it was sad to everybody, but it's just I don't know. I felt
It's a great loss, man. It's a great loss. Whether you're into basketball or not into basketball. When I first heard, I went on with my day. The first day, again, like it was a shock. I went to Lowe's. I was buying some mulch to put in my backyard, and then someone called me and I was talking about it in line, and then I hung up the phone, and there was like a maybe 75-year-old lady at the cash register, and I just kind of stuck. I just froze. I don't know. It was just like an up and down thing the first day, and then she's like, "Excuse me, it's 12:62."
Oh, you had like
I'm
you
like,
had,
oh, I'm sorry.
dazed.
I'm like, Kobe Bryant just died. She's like, what?
Wow.
Really? 75-year-old. A couple people in line are just like, what? No. Are you kidding? Are you serious? There's no way. And first thing they do is they grab their phone.
Grab their phones.
She's like,
Yeah.
and one was like, I wonder if my husband already found out. It's
Yeah.
just people of all ages. It
Yeah.
just
Yeah, it
hit
touched a lot of
everybody.
people's
It's
lives.
just
Yeah.
like, especially, and that's already a tragedy. The fact that his daughter was with him is even more, and the fact that you had another 7 people with him on that helicopter is just,
It's devastating.
Because the thing is, it was bad news, and even more bad news, and then even more. It just kept on getting worse and worse and worse. So
Yeah.
that's why, like you said, the second day, I couldn't even get on my phone
Mhm.
because every time I would see something, I'm just like get very emotional, and it was just very quiet. I don't know if you noticed that. Did you go out that day? The day after?
No, I don't remember
The
day
first
after.
day, it was really in the morning was gloomy and all that. But the second day, I swear, everywhere that I went, and I was at the store missing a day, but people were just down. I feel like people were just down,
Right.
and
Yeah.
they don't need to say anything. They didn't
Yeah.
need to say anything. And of course, I was wearing Laker gear that day, and it just wasn't on purpose. It was just my main,
Yeah, your main attire. Yeah, exactly.
It's my main attire, and everyone would see me and just not say anything. They're just and lost for like, but
Well, because they knew it was going to take them down a road of sadness, basically.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just really messed me up personally, and I could only imagine what's his family has gone through, his close friends have gone through, and for us, it's one of those things where it happened. We're kind of like, I feel personally like I went through a mourning stage.
Yeah.
You get that
For sure.
anger, and
Yeah.
you just don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
It's just like you're mad at the world. How can something like this happen? And then you start thinking about yourself. You start thinking about your kids if you have kids, and put
Yeah.
yourself in their position. And we move on from that.
Mhm.
I've lost my father when I was young. You already know this, and it just brings back
Yeah.
these emotions, and you
Yeah.
start relating. And that's what it is with when you're mourning. You just, even if it's not you, you start putting yourself in people's position. And I mean, I can only imagine what his wife and kids are still going through.
Yeah.
We kind of like move on in a way. It's always in the back of our mind. Like I said, there's always a piece of me, and a lot of Kobe fans that kind of were just lost that day.
Yeah.
And you're just not going to get it back. But I can only imagine what his family is still going through.
Well,
we
'cause
kind of like,
it's that void that you
Yeah.
have.
yeah,
That
and, it's,
when you
it's
go home and that person's normally there.
Yeah.
Or you can pick up, you think I'm gonna make a phone call and talk to that person about something, and you can't do it.
Yeah, it's crazy, and then you go through that when it first happens.
Yeah.
And like I said, I went through it because it's just a shock. It's just the way you
Yeah.
mourn. And for us, he was Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba. But for others, he was dad.
Yeah.
He was a husband, and they're still going through it way harder than most of us are. So
Yeah.
it's just crazy. I know it's been what, like a month and a half, and time
I don't
just
know what
yeah,
day was it.
it's been a month and a half. I think it was the end of January,
Okay.
26. But
Something you said that made me think about something. You said that your brain doesn't know that you don't know this person, right? And it made me realize that you actually to your brain, Kobe Bryant is more important to you than some of your family members.
of course,
And not
sad to say, but
not in the sense that they're there's a hierarchy of importance, and therefore he's more important, but in terms of what knew about him, and what you've experienced, not with him, but
Yeah.
your brain doesn't know it wasn't
Right.
with him.
it's like following a friend.
Yeah.
It's
Huh.
like each person goes to his go-to joy. Let's say
Yeah.
that was my joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird to explain. I don't know. I really
No, it's not
I'm
weird to
still-
explain, because it's it's that whole thing where your brain doesn't really know the difference between reality and what's reality and
Yeah.
what's not reality. And so you are experiencing situations like, for instance, if you went to a party with a friend and you guys experienced that event together and it was really fun.
Yeah.
You guys had the event together, but it's still your eyes seeing the friend. You're not necessarily, unless it's a physical experience. So when you're watching Kobe on television, then it's almost the same situation.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
going through those emotions and those feelings.
Yeah.
So
I never understood before when they show you a bunch of videos when like an artist goes up on stage like Elvis, especially, and the girls will go wild and start crying, and you know what I mean, and like, or like, oh, a person dies and then they're crying. Like, I'm like, dude, you don't even know this person if it's an actor or something like that. But
yeah,
when that happened, I was like, man, I kind
Now
of
you know.
understand. I mean, it's just hard to explain because it's one of those. I'd be excited just seeing him on TV, and like if he wasn't playing on the Lakers, it's that day. I'm just kind of like, oh, devastated.
Yeah.
Because I'd be looking forward all day to
that was
see
the
it.
reason why.
I mean,
Yeah.
I went crazy when he retired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
that's
was
right,
very
you did.
emotional.
Yeah, you did.
So it was weird because like, I went through that when he retired, but now it's like on another level. Like, you're never going to see this person ever, because you start to follow his career even afterwards, and
Mhm.
it's just boom.
Yeah. And
know,
you were
it's just-
probably what I said to people too is you were just waiting. You knew he had a successful mentality, so you were waiting for him
yeah.
to apply
And
that
then you
too.
look up to a person like that.
Yeah,
You know, I know he had his struggles and he's had his ups and downs, but you know, I mean, I was fortunate that everybody's dads is always their heroes,
yeah,
right? Until a certain age, when you establish your own personality and you start, well, he becomes a hero in a way where, you know, you understand what I'm saying. It goes from one person to the other. It's a totally different thing, but
right.
you start looking up to someone, you want to be like someone, you imitate someone. How many people in the world like Kobe?
Right.
You
Yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
like that's just like,
So basically, if you were 6'9", it would have been over.
oh, it would have been over. Yeah, I would not be here. That's for sure. Yeah,
That's funny.
no, it's just tragic. It's tragic, and I don't think, and then correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, maybe this is just my point of view. Again, I'm not saying you might look at it differently, but as far as celebrity wise and a person you not knowing passing away or any event of that nature, because a lot of we've had a lot of actors that committed suicide, overdose on drugs. They did this stuff on themselves,
Hmm.
and I understand it's a sickness, and it's a chemical imbalance in the mind, and I don't judge anyone for that.
That's okay.
However,
Nobody's gonna sue you. Don't worry. Yeah.
but
As
this is
I say, nobody's watching.
no, nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Good. Just the World Wide Web.
That's it. No. Yeah.
But it's just something that he didn't do to himself, and it's just kind of it's probably the most in that region of things of tragedies, the most tragic event that's happened I know in my lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the massive
No,
shootings, and
you
that's just
you
different.
you have a right to determine what is the most
Yeah.
tragic event
Obviously,
in
it's
your
not the
life.
most tragic event that's happened to the world.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world right now, which we could be on here hours and hours talking about, because
Yeah.
I don't know, in the last 4 years or 5 years, I was reading something. There has not, even though it's not always on the media,
Uh-huh.
there has not been one day. Do you know this?
No.
There has not been one day that's passed
Okay.
where there hasn't been a shooting of that, like the people walking into a mosque, let's say, or
Right. So there hasn't been one day where there hasn't been a mass shooting.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes, I was reading something about. I mean, when I
And we
say
never hear
mass,
about
it doesn't mean we're like
Thousands of
thousands
people.
of people, one, two, but they're
Yeah.
just putting it in that category. But I mean, this was up to like maybe 6 months ago is where I read this. I don't know up to today, but it was a big thing. I
Yeah.
read about it, and then everybody Google it, you'll see it.
Huh.
That there has not been one day passed without something tragic like that happening.
That's ridiculous.
This is why they're making such a big deal with
Coronavirus.
no with the whole weapon
Oh,
weapon control and all that. I don't know, Google it, see what it says.
Yeah. Don't stop. Keep talking.
It's just it's just crazy. It's crazy how this world is becoming. It's or I want to say maybe this has been going on for a long time, but now we know more. I don't think so. Because word of mouth spreads like crazy too. You would have heard something, but social media, man, not just social media, the web, the internet is it's a crazy, crazy thing. People are knowing, I mean,
Oh, this
within
Jameson.
instants.
Yeah.
Usually, I don't want to go too far away. I mean, 25 years ago, you'd have to wait for the 6 o'clock news to hear about the news, right?
Right. You'd have to wait.
You'd have to wait.
It wasn't in your pocket.
Whether it be, I don't want to go down that road. For
Yeah.
for,
See, it's hard, right? You kind of have to censor yourself when you do this because
Yeah.
you
because a cat in a tree is very newsworthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
To certain people.
Yes.
Yeah. So 20. Oh, so Port Gibson. Port Gibson, is that in Mississippi? Yeah, that's where I'm from. Interesting.
Did you Google it?
Yeah, I couldn't find that article, but I'm just looking at the number of incidents. I mean, the actual incidents and the dates. So, I mean, this is just looks like this is just February to now. But look at the cities, though. Chicago, of course. Washington.
Doesn't necessarily mean that someone was killed, but an attempt
Well,
for something.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
some of them
I
were
mean,
killed,
most of these are.
but you don't hear about these people.
No.
I mean, you don't hear about that one person, those 6 people, those 2 people, those 1 person. You don't hear about them.
Did we hear about the Milwaukee one? I feel like I heard about that one. Well, there's somebody
Dude,
killed.
that's really like February 29th, February 29th. That's 2 different ones. 26, 25, 23, 20th, 17, 16, 16, 15, 15, 14. You know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I was saying it was every day, but now maybe it's almost every day.
Well,
But-
maybe it averages out to every day because, like you said, there are a couple of.
Oh yeah,
on each
maybe
day. But
maybe they're throwing an average, but still,
this
that's
may not be 100% accurate. It could be every
Yeah.
day. Not that we're wishing that it's every day.
Yeah, but
But
you know, there's always some kind of truth to any.
what is it? Pensacola,
Speculation.
Florida, Hartford, Connecticut, Memphis, Tennessee. 7 people injured in Memphis.
Yeah, that's like within days.
Chicago is always having a problem. You ever been to Chicago?
I've been to Chicago once.
Did you like it?
I liked it.
Where'd
I
you
was
go?
more for
Like downtown?
bachelor party, yeah,
Oh, okay.
for
So-
3 days. So I didn't really.
You
I
didn't
saw
really
the
see
bean.
Chicago.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And other things that
you can't really talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, it's nice. But it's not even about as far as shootings. Is this putting in shootings like gang affiliated shootings?
Well, this is what this is saying is gun violence. This is called gunviolencearchive.org. So I don't even know if it's 100%
Yeah, yeah.
accurate.
I'm gonna look it up because I know and I've read it several different times, and
But even if
different occasions.
I mean, if you look at 1, 2, not one on the 3rd, one on the 4th, one on the 5th, the 6th. For whatever reason, they took off time between the 5th and the 8th.
yeah, they're tired.
And they took off another 5 days.
The trigger finger was tired.
Apparently, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's a whole other topic.
It's a crazy world we live. It's a crazy world we live in, and
I should have my cookie. Oh, look who's calling.
of course,
Well, that was a great little segment.
yes,
I know you got to get to work and get some more anise on the shelves.
yes. We're running out of water and antibacterial wipes, so I need to restock those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank everybody for listening.
My first podcast.
Yes.
It's great.
And go check out Pasha Market.
Yep.
High quality products. Great service.
Yeah, my ears are like sweating.